So, this capitalist system that has been so imposed on us, where we do not have control over our mineral resources, where did it start? Okay, how did it come about? How did we get ourselves in this mess? And I will tell you exactly where it started. You see, before the so-called political independence or flag independence, before that, there was a rebellion, where the people, the oppressed people, were rebelling against this oppressive regime and this apartheid regime. And just before, when the enemy was losing, when the enemy saw that he was losing, he said to the leaders, ceasefire. Let us talk. Let us sit down and talk and negotiate and come to an agreement. And then our leaders trusting the white man, our leaders trusting the devil, decided to sit. They were invited to the United Nations, where they sat and they were given resolutions as to, if you wanted your independence, these were the terms and conditions. And our leaders, being so tired of fighting, being tired of sleeping in the bush, being tired of being bitten by mosquitoes, walking long distances and all this, they said, okay, so this always gonna take, that we're gonna get our freedom and independence if we only obey these resolutions? And then the devil said yes. Meanwhile, our leaders, not having done their research, not having asked for enough time to first go review these policies and read them and study them with their people, most of them signed. And I believe that is where also some of our comrades, they basically decided to just sign so that this fighting can go, so that the South African army can go and we can rule ourselves. And they were told that, number one, the land remains as is, untouched. And if the government wanted land, they had to employ that which the devil called willing seller, willing buyer. Our government could not just repossess the land that was, by the way, taken by force. Now, for us to take it back, there had to be a law applied. Now, imagine a situation where something was taken without the law. Now, for you to get it back, then a certain law must apply. I come to your house, I steal your car, and then you come later on, you find your car with me, and then now for you to get your car back, there must be a law. That's exactly what happened, and the government, not wanting, because we are a peaceful people, obviously, and the government not wanting more bloodshed, not wanting more sanctions, not wanting, and before that, by the way, before that, the devil was already working his plans. He was already on his, because he knew that he's got already his plan B, to say, look, let's stop fighting and let's be diplomatic. Let's apply democracy. And this is what democracy means, okay? This is what democracy means. This is what diplomacy is, okay? It's a very good system for you. It will help your people. That's what the devil said. The devil knew that he has been working on the AIDS program. He's been working on the cancer program, polio program, Ebola program, TB programs. He's been working on those things, and they were killing our people. And he knew that he had the medicine that could, sort of extend the people's lives. So when we got that independence, the devil, knowing that we've got AIDS, the devil started with this so-called campaign, Red Cross campaign, to give our people money. He said he would give us money to fight AIDS. The very same AIDS that he developed in the first place. And knowing that our people were so cornered, because on one hand, you're seeing your people are dying. On one hand, you've got the devil telling you, I've got a solution for your people to stop dying. But then you have to capitulate to my demands. You see, that's what happened. And our forefathers, our presidents, they had to sort of compromise on that and say, look, at least if our people are going to get medicine, to sort of treat HIV and all these things, at least it's better than our people dying each and every time, you see. And those were some of the sacrifices that our forefathers had to do and compromise. And that's why with time and again, our government had to really fork out a lot of money just to buy back the land, just for us to have somewhere to settle and recoup and begin over after the 400 years of slavery, after the nearly 200 years of colonialism. We needed to start somewhere, and we needed to get land from somewhere. And that's basically what we did. We got our land through that willing seller, willing buyer. We started developing our shopping malls, we started developing our cities. But even though that's what we did, there was always a capitalist system being employed, okay? And there is the capitalist system that basically made us become dependent on the West, okay? Because we could not have our own money, we could not print our own money, we could not avail our own money. Whenever we needed money, we had to go to the devil to ask for money. And the devil never gave us enough money. The devil never gave us enough money to take care of our problems so that we can start needing less and less and less funding or less and less aid. He would always give us just at the tip of the spoon, knowing that tomorrow we are going to be back to beg for more. So this capitalist system has employed us, has cornered us into these things. And today we've got a different type of capitalist now, which is being employed by the Chinese. You see, all these regimes, all these so-called regimes that want to help us, they don't really want to help us. You see, the system that is being employed by the Chinese is, after the relationships of we and the West has basically collapsed, because we see now what the West was doing. Now we are turning east and saying, maybe let's go work with the Asian people, because the Asian people are much better. They make deals with you, and most of the deals are supposedly win-win situation, but it's not really win-win situation, and I'll tell you why. And we went to the West. We went to the Chinaman who was always prepared to give us money to bail our governments out. But each and every time he gave us money, he also had his terms and conditions. So it's that reality where we are really the oppressed people, and it seems like there's just no way for us. And the only way, there is a way actually, and the way has been written so many times, that Africa unite. That's all we need to unite. Even if we unite as SADC, because I feel like, okay, maybe it will take too long to unite us as the entire African continent, but we have to start somewhere. So why don't we unite the SADC, so that SADC becomes a country with one currency, with one army, with one president, with one leader? You see, the devil is saying no, not yet, because best believe me, the devil is working on a plan right now. And by the time that, you must be careful now, by the time the devil start allowing that, yes, SADC can finally become a country now, best believe me that the devil has finished his plan. So right now we have to unite before when you see that the devil is saying, no, don't unite yet. Don't unite yet. I'm not done with my things. I'm not done with my plans right here. You must know there is time for you to unite. And unite as SADC first. SADC, the countries that I know at least is starting from the bottom is South Africa, then you've got Namibia, then you've got Zambia, then you've got Angola, I think you've got Tanzania, you've got Swaziland, you've got all these countries that can suddenly just unite and send out a directive and say, as from today on, we are a united country. We use one passport to travel. Whether it's a passport recognized, as long as it's recognized, we can start one passport. We can have one ID. We can have one license. We can have one currency that buys in South Africa, buys in Namibia, buys in Angola, buys in Swaziland, buys everywhere in the SADC region. That is what we need, because the devil is working on his plan. The devil will never stop being the devil. The devil is the devil. There's nothing you can do about it. You see? So we need to unite today so that we can start, employing and working together and sharing resources. Sharing resources is the most profound thing, so that we can basically turn around this yoke and reject this yoke of white supremacy, because that's the thing that we need to get rid of. That white supremacy thing that tells us what we can and what we cannot do. That's what we need to take out. That's what we need to take ourselves out of. You see? But most of the leaders seem to be very comfortable with this brown envelope that the devil is using. I call it bones. The devil brings a white envelope full of bones, because he knows he is dealing with dogs who don't even understand his game. The dogs don't understand his plan. So the devil comes with bones, and then he gives them, and then he makes the leaders blind and ignorant while he works on his plan. The devil is working on a plan, on a master plan. You see? And we need to basically unite today so that we can really know who are our enemies as black people. Because whether we like it or not, whether we don't want to see ourselves as black, we are black. They see us as black. They know we are black. And that's it. That's it. See? So we need now to define our own destiny as the black people of this earth. As black people of this planet, we need to define our destiny. And saying, ultimately, we should all be united. And the nice thing is this, right? Because the devil he has infiltrated this motherland, this African continent. He has infiltrated and he's everywhere. He's got his people in place. He even got his president. Some of these presidents that you feel are your president, they work for the devil. They work for the CIA. They answer to the CIA. You see? So we need to understand that there is always going to be pocket of resistance. If we seek to unite, if we say today, Namibia is going to unite, the puppets that are in Namibia is going to unite with the rest of the SADC, for example. The puppets in South Africa will say no. The puppets in Angola will say no. The puppets in Zimbabwe will say no. The puppets in Swaziland and all over Lesotho, everywhere, they are going to say no. We are not going to unite, because they listen to the devil. They listen to the demand and say, no, if we unite with you, the devil has this plan in store for us. If we unite, the devil is going to shut off the medicine for AIDS, for example, and our people are going to die. Those people who our people, because Africa doesn't even produce, sadly, Africa doesn't even produce their own treatment for AIDS. Africa doesn't even have their own treatment for TB, their own treatment for cancer, and all these dangerous diseases that the devil has produced. Foot and mouth diseases and all this for our cattle. We don't produce these things for us. You see? And basically, that is what we need to start somewhere. But we're saying, look, if the devil has this in store for us, okay, we are prepared to go through that system or those consequences of uniting. We will unite it whether the devil wants it or not. We will unite with our brothers and sisters in Angola, with our brothers and sisters in Zambia, with our brothers and sisters in South Africa. We will unite whether the devil likes it or not. And we will see the devil for who he is. Because whenever you want to really see the devil, do something that benefits you. Just do something that benefits you as your people, that benefit your people. Just do it. And then you see the real color of the devil. The true nature of the devil. You will see it. Okay. You know, when Brother Joshua Maponga was in Namibia, it just happened so that I was very much busy on my roads. I was doing quite a lot of inspections. I could not take time off work to basically sit with the brother and just sort of talk with the brother. But he is still welcome for us to engage. There's quite a lot of media platforms. The devil owns so much of these media platforms, and we are basically at the mercy of the devil, because we know at any given time the devil is going to remove us from the systems to prevent us from being able to communicate with our brothers and sisters and communicate the message, really. So that is who we are. We are the oppressed. We are the children of the Most High God, that God has promised that at the end of that time he is going to come and he will judge that nation that has oppressed his people. He will judge it. Okay? But then we must not just wait for God's judgment, because God's judgment is us. We are the ones that employ God's judgment. It's not just going to happen abracadabra, where there's going to be a big God, he's sitting on the throne and he's judging the devil. No, it's not going to be like that. We are going to judge the devil. We are going to hold them accountable to the very same laws that they say they protect. We hold them to the very same accountability. The very same laws that they try to hold us account to. We will hold them accountable to those very same laws. Okay? So, if you say that you do not attack nations, you do not attack sovereign nations, prove it. Prove it. Because we are not killing anybody. We are not oppressing anyone. We are just uniting with our brothers and sisters in SADC. Because obviously we see that you have obviously infiltrated and you have captured and captivated the brothers and sisters in Congo, the brothers and sisters in Somalia, the brothers and sisters in Rwanda, the brothers and sisters in Ethiopia. We know that you've captivated them. So for us to come to their rescue at the end of the day, we here in the SADC region are going to unite. Okay? And then once we unite, we have our own currency. We'll have our own money printing system. We'll print our own money and avail our own money to our governments, to our institutions, because we have institutions that are running dry of money today, where money can just be availed. So all the institutions are going to get money, and then we are going to build our roads. We're going to employ our engineers, our doctors, and everybody. We're going to employ them, and we're going to pay them with that same money that we are going to be printing and availing for our people. We're not going to ask permission from the West to print our own money. We're not going to wait for you to print our own money, that currency, that dollar. Okay? We're going to do our farms. We're going to really make sure that our farms, we invest a lot in farming and food production, because whereas the devil wants us to keep taking medicines and keep taking pills, we can choose to eat right and eat the right type of food, and then we will never get sick. Okay? Because most of this food that we eat in the restaurants, coming from America or coming from Britain or coming from wherever, most of this food is poison, and it's shortening our life and it's killing our people. Because we've never used to suffer as much from cancer as we do today. Young people never used to die at this fast and rapid rate. Young people as young as 30 and 34 and 31 are dying of cancer today. My goodness, where have you seen that? Never have you seen that, and it's because we are not eating right. It's because we are not producing the right type of food for our people. Our people are not eating healthy. They are not eating vegetables. No, we're eating these chickens that have been injected with all this crazy. Even now that our nose is itching like this, because of these chickens that we constantly consume each and every time, that have been injected with things, so that a 6 week or a 3 week basically chick grows to be like as old as a 2-year-old chicken, for example, in a short period of time. And those are the type of things that we are eating. So today we are telling the devil, we're not going to be eating this type of chickens anymore. We're not going to eat this chicken that has been injected anymore. We're going to eat the chicken that, we have fed our own, we have fed it properly, and the chicken get fed, it consumed the right nutrients and so forth. We're going to farm. And because we're going to avail money, and we know that you want to send most of our leaders in jail, Satan, especially the good leaders. We know you want to accuse them of so many things. Most of the things that even you, the devil, you do yourself. But you want to arrest and charge our leaders for the very same things. We are going to tell you no. As from today on, we are deciding that there is no old man, no old president is going to be sent to jail. The very same thing you did with R. Kelly, and the very same thing you did with Bill Cosby, sending old people to jail. Why could you not send them to jail when they were in their youth, so that by the time now they would have done their sentence and they would be coming out now, so that they can give us a new life? It's because you know that these people are, when it comes to the tongue, when it comes to truth, they are your enemy. So you go silence them in jail in the time where they were supposed to really come out of your nonsense, of your systems, of your Sodom and Gomorrah, because you've imposed Sodom and Gomorrah for them, and then you expect them not to take part. You were the one who manufactured the drugs that R. Kelly was taking when he was sleeping with those girls. You were the one who manufactured them. Where did R. Kelly get all those drugs? Where did R. Kelly get the alcohol that he was drinking with those girls, and he was drunk and he was sleeping with those girls? Or Bill Cosby, where did he get those drugs? You manufactured them. So that's not even my topic. But what we are saying now, we're not going to have head of states. Like we know that Cyril Ramaphosa wants to apparently send Jacob Zuma to jail. We're not going to allow that. Just stop it, Ramaphosa, stop it. We're not going to send any more of our brothers and sisters to jail. We're going to forgive our brothers and sisters for taking part in the enemy's plans and enemy's agenda. We're going to forgive them right today, and we're going to unite. We are going to unite because the forefathers are calling for our unity. The forefathers are calling for our unity. Okay? So enough with these things of wanting to send our brothers and sisters in jail. Enough of these things of judging one another. You know that you are not holy. You know that you are not innocent as well as Ramaphosa you are. You are not innocent. You've been taking bribes as well. And what the enemy calls bribes for him is incentive. Apparently a token of appreciation. Well, in your country it's called bribes, Ramaphosa, and you can be sent to jail for accepting a bribe. But in America, the white man is not sent to jail for accepting that token of appreciation, so-called incentive. So, understand the hypocrisy. Understand the hypocrisy, man.